Hello everybody and welcome back to Analog Vernacular. Today we're going to be playing some more Fire Emblem Three Houses, and let me tell you, this episode almost didn't happen. Oh my goodness, I am so unbelievably busy right now. We're going to get through this intro video here and then I'll tell you about it a little bit.
Part 2, Verdant Wind.
Oh, this
Great
month,
Tree
okay.
Moon.
Eagle and Lion
Blood
again,
of the
let's
Eagle
go.
and Lion. Now in control of the Great Bridge of Murden, the Alliance Army invades the Imperial territories. In response, the Imperial Army garrisons soldiers at Fort Merceus.
Yeah, Fort Merceus again. So yeah, I've been running live streams all week for work. And for the past 2 weeks, I've been going well over my 40 hours a week. So I'm pretty tired. So when I saw that I did not have any episodes ready, and I'm looking at this and I know that I've got an episode that's supposed to come out Wednesday morning at 9 a.m., oh man, I almost didn't turn it on to do it. But here I am. It's 9 p.m.
Went about as well as it could have. Each lord has agreed to provide us with soldiers and supplies.
Thank you, Claude. What was I saying? See, my brain isn't even working. That's how overworked I am at the moment. But yeah, it's 9:40 basically right now, and in 12 hours an episode's supposed to come out, and I'll be damned if I miss it. Even though I'm tired, I'm gonna be doing this, so hopefully you guys can bear with me today while we get through this, because I do love me my Fire Emblem, and this is one of my good escape games. So you know, let's get myself in a good mood, because I've been working a lot lately and it's draining me. It's fun because I'm doing like live streams and stuff, doing live switching with multi-cameras and everything. It's pretty cool stuff, but man, it's got me tired.
I'm impressed you were able to convince all of those scattered nobles to help us. I thought they would quarrel about how much support they should each provide. That's what they usually do.
Well, Count Gloucester took the initiative in taking on responsibility.
And we took out Acheron, so...
I presume that was because you spoke with him in advance, Lawrence.
I merely explained the situation at hand. Then my father simply followed your lead, Claude. It was because you had the professor there to represent Lady Rhea. My father is a pious follower of the Church of Seros.
I don't doubt it. I wasn't under the delusion that it was my personal charm that unified everyone. Thanks for that, by the way. I hope you don't feel like I used you, because I sort of used you.
Don't mention it.
I appreciate that. We don't have time to be picky about our methods. But be honest, you're having a hard time adjusting to your new role, aren't you?
I mean, I guess technically Claude is not really that aligned with the church, so...
You weren't even a follower of Seros to begin with, and somehow you've ended up as a representative of the church. I realize that you might feel guilty about deceiving the believers for our cause. But this is just what the Archbishop wanted, and she's the highest authority in the church. Besides, as wielder of the Sword of the Creator, it's undeniable that you're special. I think you should be more confident in yourself and use your position to the fullest.
I have news. Our enemy is gathering troops at Fort Merceus. Their army is immense, likely led by a renowned general, or perhaps even...
the Flame Emperor.
Perhaps, but she's more than that now. She's the actual Emperor. If we can defeat her, the Empire will collapse.
There's something else. An unidentified army has approached the Great Bridge of Murden. They passed through the Daphne and Gloucester territories from the northwest with incredible speed. They're raising the banner of House Byleth.
There
Perhaps
it
they are
is.
the remnants of the Fargus royal family. From
Dimitri
what we could
himself.
tell, they posed no threat to the citizens of the Alliance, and so we refrained from engaging them in needless combat.
Maybe they hope to fight against the Empire to avenge their fallen prince. And what about the bridge itself?
Are they gonna...
Obviously, we wouldn't let them pass without receiving envoys first. We thought they may try to force their way through. We considered firing warning arrows, but they left immediately, heading east.
Are they intending to use one of the bridges in Ordelia territory?
Most likely. But the Imperial Army still controls those bridges. I can't imagine what they intend to do in the Empire, even if they do manage to break through.
I'm reluctant to ease up on our surveillance, but it would be difficult to track them there. For now, let's assume they're just troops belonging to the Old Kingdom. In any case, we should proceed with caution. Soon we'll be entering Empire territory ourselves. If our enemies are going to intercept us with an attack, it will probably be at Gronder Field. How fitting that it was the site of the Battle of the Eagle and Lion 5 years ago.
I wonder... So, in the last run we did, Dimitri kind of just, like, died in that fight off screen. We didn't actually go through with that fight, but it sounds like we're going to be fighting at Gronder Field, kind of like we did in Blue Lions. Which, if that's the case, then basically it's going to be a three-way fight, and we can probably spare a lot of the Blue Lions. Just gotta go straight for the Flame Emperor. Ooh. Oh, yeah. Claude accepted the Silk Dragon armor from Nardelle and obtained the certification for the Barbarossa class. Oh, dude, it's so badass.
My next steps are clear.
I mean, we've seen it before because we've seen him in this class in other playthroughs, but man, it's really badass. That's really, really cool armor and a really cool dragon. Wyvern, sorry. And you Wyvern people, stay out of my comment section. Don't you dare. Caught you before you could do it, huh? Didn't I? Didn't I? It's pronounced Wyvern. I don't know what's wrong with me today. Oh my gosh. Alright, let's watch these supports.
Yet another lovely day. On such a fine day as this, it would certainly be nice to go for a stroll.
She's so adorable.
I wonder if anyone is around. Oh my. Such awful noises. Who, or rather, what is making those sounds?
Huh? Oh, hello, Flame!
I've seen this one before, but that's still funny.
My apologies. I feel a bit better now.
Oh, you scared me. You nearly knocked me over with that scream.
Well, you startled me. Appearing out of nowhere and making such sounds? What is it you are doing here anyway?
I'm just out here using logs to train.
Wow. Are you really capable of lifting something so massive, Raphael?
Of course. Want to see?
Show off.
See? Told you I could do it.
That was magnificent. Do you suppose I could give it a try as well?
It might be a bit too much for your tiny arms.
Tiny or no, I want to be stronger. Do you have any tips for someone both willing and eager to grow?
I can't remember. Did we finish this in one of our previous playthroughs? Because if not, I want to see more of it because this is adorable.
It's probably best to start by practicing your battle cry. If you let out a good shout, you'll feel even more powerful.
You are a font of knowledge. Can you apply your wisdom and show me by example?
No problem. Just follow my lead. Yeah! Hurrah!
Yeah! Hurrah!
Wah! Yeah!
Whoa! Nyar!
Nailing it, girl. Nailing it.
How did I fare? Do I look stronger now? It's working! I knew this would help!
That one's really good. I'm going to put that on the list. I can't remember if we saw that one all the way through, but it's too adorable not to watch again, right? Hilda and Caspar? Hilda and Caspar.
You know, Hilda, I really appreciate how open-minded you are.
Oh? How do you mean?
People usually try to hold me back when I get into a fight. Not you, though. I like that about you. What was it again? You like a good fight? Yeah, I remember it now.
I'm not sure where you got that from. I try to avoid conflict of all kinds.
That can't be right. You complimented my fighting. Said you were smitten by it.
Well, if you really must know, I want to live freely, with nothing tying me down, so your uninhibited attitude does appeal to me. You don't let rules hold you back. You do things your way and no one else's.
Her voice. What else does she play? I mean, it's probably a million things I've seen. But it's like itching the back of my brain right now.
That makes sense. I guess I am pretty impressive. You're really amazing too.
Let me know in the comments.
Oh, me? Amazing? Shucks. I'm sure I don't know what you mean.
I think most people like to force their ideas on everyone else.
Ain't that the
They'll
truth?
tell someone off if they don't like how the other person is living. Try to make them change even if they don't want to. You're different though. You let people live however they want. There aren't a lot of people like you in the world.
Oh, stop. You're going to make me blush.
You are blushing, girl.
No one's ever paid me so many compliments.
Come on, really?
Yeah, that's not true.
My big brother
But you
liked
know how
to
to play
tell me
it up,
how
girl.
lazy and careless
Respect.
I was. I've gotten scolds aplenty, but compliments, I'm not accustomed to.
Not true.
That's surprising. But I don't think you should let it bother you so much. You shouldn't let anyone change you, or else you'll end up losing the qualities that make you so great.
I suppose you're right. Wow. Thanks, Caspar. We should live our own lives and stop worrying about others' opinions.
Okay. I feel like I'm always looking at this menu nowadays. I need to start writing down my plans for people if I have them. That way I don't have to continually go through all of them just to see where we're at. I think you're good for now, though. Let's quickly check and make sure. I believe Claude was ready to move on from his other class. Yeah, that's fine. And he did finish, he finished a sniper, too. Eventually, we could take him down an assassin route if we really wanted to, but honestly, he's probably just going to stay in Barbarossa now. It's a cool class. I don't know what the ability is for it, though. That's going to be fun to find out. I hope it's cool. Okay, just really quickly, I feel like I've probably got some bullions to sell. No, okay, I don't. Sometimes I forget for a while, and then, and then I have lots of money just sitting in my inventory. We're kind of rich right now, so I'm not too worried about money, if I'm being honest. Time to explore. It's been a long time since we've done this eagle and lion fight. Because it didn't exist in Crimson Flower or Silver Snow, I don't think. It kind of got skipped over for something else in Silver Snow, and I can't remember what direction Crimson Flower went. I could totally be wrong. I have the worst memory of all time, but...
Hey you, listen up.
You know.
I've got something to report. The Great Tree Moon is finally upon us. It's time to celebrate a new year. We only get so many. Folks up top don't seem to be in the mood to celebrate, though. I hate war.
You're in the wrong line of work, sir.
I hurt my leg in the last battle. Had to take shelter down here. Nowhere else to go. Be careful up there. All sides are bringing their strongest people to this fight. Count Burgleys in the Empire, Lord Holst in the Alliance. I'm sure the Kingdom's got someone too.
It seems the Alliance has avoided becoming nothing but a glorified battlefield. may have cut ties with my family, but I'll admit, I'm still worried about how they're faring. For now, at least, my little bro has managed to keep them afloat. He's a good leader, that one.
I want to meet your little bro.
That's so.
You look sad.
What a pain. What an absolute pain.
What's the matter?
Concerned, are you? That's nice. A little too nice. Here's a word of warning. If anyone here asks you for a favor, it's probably just a scam.
Okay, Rogue. Good talk. Love the positivity.
You're fighting people we used to know from the Officers' Academy. Guess that's the kind of thing that happens in war, but still, it's pretty twisted.
It makes me feel so... Oof. Maybe I'll just try not to think about it.
Yeah, oofs are okay, sighs are not. Please don't sigh.
My rule is never to play my hand if I can't win. That's why I'm here. To win. This is my life on the line. Don't let me down, yeah?
You know what?
In the end, I'm the one who decided to be a part of this. So it's my own fault if things go south.
Don't worry, man. You picked the right side.
Across the bridge is Bergley's territory. It marks the start of our incursion into the Empire. Worry not. I feel no trepidation as we do this. Mark how my spellcraft carries us through to Envar, heart of the Empire.
You do have a crazy magic stat, girl. So...
Hello. I used to be a rather important person in the church, but I am in exile for committing a crime. I embezzled some money, but it wasn't out of greed. My hometown was pillaged, you see, and the church wasn't putting in enough to rebuild.
I mean, you still embezzled, though.
I am grateful.
Just because I work for McDonald's and they don't pay to rebuild my house when it floods, doesn't mean I can steal from them, you know?
Thanks so much.
It's kind of a terrible equivalency, if I'm being honest. Okay, who do I need to work on with? Let's take a look at our goals. Maybe that'll clue us in. Now, Roth, I'm probably doing that for War Master. So, working on your axe could be good. Hilda, working on probably one of the higher Pegasus Knight is what we're probably working towards there. Let's do Hilda. Okay, Hilda's going up real slow. This isn't good. This is a bad start. Damn it, girl. Yeah. Byleth's getting overcooked. I'm gonna be honest, I don't even feel bad about reloading for things like this. There's nothing I hate more than a mechanic that's basically completely random. which we've proven that this one is, because it, like, there aren't certain people who are more or less inclined to, like, have more or less steam. So there's basically just a huge level of randomness to this. And I hate mechanics like that. So I don't feel bad about it. Okay, let's increase one more time. This might... If it looks like we're not going to make it with Byleth, that's okay, but Hilda's the goal, right? I want to get both, though. We might make it, though. Come on, is this going to be enough? It might be just right. Hilda, girl! You're in the green! What's your problem? I don't know. I thought we should have had that one. I thought it was close enough. Damn it, girl. See, like, the fluctuations are so wide on these, there's no way it's like, it's just stupid random. So, like, this is a strategy game that's basically a perfect knowledge game. In other words, you're, like, presented with all of the stats, and you basically know what's going to happen at any time. And so, like, I don't know, mechanics like this get under my skin even more in games that have, like, true info. Because, like, everything else in the game, you know exactly what you're getting, you know? And there's just something nice about that. I think it just comes down to personal taste a lot of the time. All right, let's just stay longer until we, oh my God. Don't you dare, you son of a bitch. We're not gonna make it, are we? So the green, like, it's random. Like, we're in the green, but only Byleth got it. All right. If we don't get it this time, I swear to God, I'm done with this fucking thing. Sauna's dead for the rest of the playthrough. Dead to me. I think this is the most I've reloaded for this stupid thing. Okay, we're both good? We're both good. It's like the game heard me. They're like, please. Please come back. 5th time's the charm. I can feel my worries drifting away. Good for you. Now where's my worries drifting away? I'm just pent up now. Alright.
So the boar prince is dead.
Nope.
Decapitated, I hear. I haven't seen the severed head myself. Perhaps he's still alive and leading that army.
Yep. Would you be able to fight him?
Don't patronize me. If his head is still attached to his body, I'll remedy that without hesitation. Either way,
damn, Felix.
A major battle awaits us. Try not to die. I'd be annoyed if you did.
You're not allowed to kill Dimitri. I like Dimitri.
After we cross the Great Bridge of Myrddin, we'll be in my father's territory. We actually crossed it 5 years ago for the Battle of the Eagle and Lion. Remember? Oh, this is terrifying. What am I gonna do? I gotta get a grip.
I'll arrange for your funeral? Jesus Christ. I'll pray for your safety.
Oh, no. You should pray we don't run into him at all. The front lines cover a long stretch of land, you know?
When undertaking research, the usual method is to form a hypothesis, then test it with experiments. Those experiments reveal facts and falsehoods, yet sometimes they also unveil an exception. You seem to be that exception when it comes to my crest research.
I don't understand.
Worry not, Professor. Exceptions are what make my work interesting. Why don't the rules apply to you? I will find out eventually. I feel it is my destiny as a Crest Scholar.
There we go. I almost decided to go a different direction than my normal path, and then my OCD kicked in, and I was like, I can't. I couldn't possibly. What kind of monster would do such a thing? I'm a creature of habit, what can I say?
So, the campaign continues, does it? Well, allow me, as a professional recluse with 10 years of experience, to volunteer for, staying behind. Oh, who am I kidding? The fighting won't stop until we've defeated Edelgard, will it? Or until we lose, I guess. But there's not much use in thinking about that.
Oh, don't you worry. We'll take care of Edie. Edie.
It's like this. I'm a graduate of the Golden Deer House, but that was a little before your time, Professor. We won the Battle of the Eagle and Lion. Of course, we mostly have Holst to thank for that. And now he's the greatest general in the Alliance. I didn't do so great in comparison.
See, why don't we get to meet Holst? There's so many characters that are talked about a lot in these games, but you never get to meet them, and it's sad. It's sad.
We might see Edelgard herself leading the enemy in the next battle. If they're coming out of Fort Merceus, our troops might even clash on Gronder Field. And those other troops on the march. Who knows what they'll do, or what side they'll take. Not sure how we're supposed to form a strategy with so many unknowns.
Don't worry, I can handle it.
I don't know why you're so confident, but it does somehow make me feel better. Anyway, we've come this far.
I got this, girl.
Let's just keep putting one foot in front of the other and see how far we get.
To be fair, this game has a lot of characters in it already, so I guess it is a lot to ask for them to add even more. It won't stop me from asking, though.
The Great Bridge of Myrden was considerably better fortified than it was 5 years ago. The bridge was full of soldiers, and they all died.
Jeez. Sad. Dark. Okay, is there anybody in the dorms? There's one person up there. Ooh.
There's something else. House Gloucester has changed its allegiance and joined the faction that is against the Empire. The Alliance will thus remain united. But thanks to this latest ploy, my father is more suspicious of Claude now than ever, if such a thing is possible. Ordinarily, I might credit his helpful posture toward us to his devout faith in the Church of Seros. But it is clear to me now that this is nothing more than a shrewd calculation on his part. He is only thinking of his position. We are in the clear for now, but please bear in mind that the Alliance is never an entirely stable union.
Whoops. Oh my gosh, I forgot what buttons do what. There we go. I didn't really, but I keep hitting the wrong ones.
Claude was saying that our next battle might be in Gronder Field. Is that right? Reminds me of the Battle of the Eagle and Lion. But of course that was a very different time. When it was over, all 3 class heads complimented each other on their bravery. And then we had a party. But we can never go back to that, can we?
Wouldn't that be nice?
Right.
You know, not going there and murdering a bunch of people that you went to school with and then, yeah.
Hello there.
Having a party. Hey. Sounds nice.
Lady Rhea, I've got to
It's
keep
too
this
bad.
place clean. And I mean properly clean. Every day. Dust it, sweep it, everything. You never can tell when Lady Rhea might be back.
Greetings, Professor. Nothing to report. I hear we're sending troops to Gronder Field next. Is that what's what? That whole area is in the territory of House Burgleys. It's famous as the main granary of Fodlan. If we could capture it, we probably wouldn't have to worry about food anymore. Bread for all.
I gotta say, it's tough to keep the fighting spirit alive when you recognize your enemies on the battlefield.
Everyone gets that feeling.
So you can't avoid it, huh? How did everything get so messed up? Just because we're fighting someone doesn't mean we gotta hate them. That's probably the worst thing about war. Win or lose, I still get a bad taste in my mouth.
Lady Rhea.
A moment, please. Since you secured the Great Bridge of Murden, trade got a lot easier within the Empire. Nevertheless, profits are rather thin compared to how it was 5 years ago. You can't be much of a trader unless you're prepared to traverse the whole of Fodlan.
So, I'm gonna reprimand my viewers for a minute here. I've been playing Baldur's Gate 3, and I've been playing Wasteland 3, which are two awesome CRPGs. And I only have about 50 of you coming in to watch those series each day, and that makes me really sad. So, yeah, I think you guys should check out those series because they're freaking cool. Okay, now that that's said.
Reconnaissance is becoming more of a risk the deeper we move into enemy territory. If I don't come back, assume I'm dead.
Damn, girl. Understood.
Good. We have to be realistic. Don't waste your energy worrying about me.
You're not capable of dying. You're too good at your job.
Hey!
Okay, this is open now. Arcane crystals.
Will this one do? Will this one do? Will this one do? It's all you. Will this one do? It's all. Will
I am running low on food, so I'm gonna buy these.
It's all. Will this one do? It's all. Will this one do? It's all. Will this one do? It's all yours. Take. Will this one do? It's all. Will this one do? It's all. Will this one?
I think each week these go back in stock, but I won't be buying them each week. But
tell your friends.
Tell your friends.
There's a... I hope things...
Okay, I think we're good.
I've cut all contact with my family since joining this fight. Were I to see soldiers of the Galatea family amidst the host flying the royal family's banner, well, all chance of reconciliation with my father would end there. I do not know if that is the right path, but the fact is, I've come this far. There's no time for second guessing. Not anymore.
Edelgard's presence suggests that Hubert is around too. He is minister of the Imperial household, after all.
We did run into him in the Bridget
since they
fight.
were children. I suppose he must be pretty happy with his current position.
She does give positions of power to her friends.
Is that so? If we defeat the Imperial army at Gronder Field, what will our next objective be? I guess we won't have much choice but to try to take Fort Mercius, on the far side of Gronder Field. It's probably too soon for us to be thinking about that, isn't it? I'm sure it's already occurred to Claude, though.
So I think we have 2 more paralogs this month that we have to get done before that. I think they expire after this month, so we're going to be doing those this month,
I hardly believe
just so
we're
everybody
crossing the
knows.
borders of the Empire to battle their army. Never thought I'd see the day. You'd never guess from the calm looks on everyone's faces, though. I mean, we're probably all gonna die, let's be honest. if you don't mind me saying, you don't look like you're in the middle of a crisis either. Oh, perhaps that was a little rude of me? Actually, it's the Great Tree Moon now, isn't it? Not that anyone's in much of a mood to celebrate the new year, of course.
So, we're finally going to set foot in the Empire. I'm starting to get a little nervous. I guess there's a good chance we'll be fighting more old friends from here on out.
Okay.
Word just reached me that the Empire has stationed soldiers in Fort Merceus. If they decide to dig in their heels and defend the fort, we'll be in a difficult situation. I hear it's an impregnable keep, surrounded by high ramparts. Taking it would not be easy.
What do you got for me, buddy?
Hey, I could use a hand.
Whenever I think about the next battle, my knees won't stop shaking. I'm scared of getting hurt or worse. Is there a medicinal herb I can use to calm my nerves? Find an herb that will help calm the nerves of the soldier in the Knight's Hall. You may find what you need growing in the greenhouse. I think we can handle that.
Professor, beyond the Great Bridge of Myrden, it's all unfamiliar territory for us. We don't know where Lady Rhea's being held. We ought to investigate all potential locations thoroughly. The Knights of Seiros will handle the search. We'll report back if we learn anything.
Thanks. I'm glad I asked you.
Lavandu le grass? Look, I'm not even gonna try again. I'm too tired for that.
Please?
Professor?
I need to sleep more.
So, we're finally moving into enemy territory. We can expect the war to get even more intense from here on out. I'm really feeling the tension now. I have almost no experience with battles of this scale. Professor, I'll be grateful for your leadership on the battlefield. I know I can trust you.
Thanks.
Professor, the time's come to fight the Empire, huh? Wow, it's shaping up to be quite the battle. And I've got no problem with that. But that mystery army really worries me. There's no indication if they're friend or foe. Who do you think they are, Professor?
Dimitri himself?
Not unless he rose from the grave to secure revenge. That would mean... Actually, I have no idea what that would mean.
Thematically,
well,
pretty much.
Whoever they are, I hope we can avoid fighting them.
Unfortunately, he probably doesn't get the revenge he wants in this run. Judith, what's up, girl? How's it going? How's it going, girlfriend? How you doing?
Since Little Claude became their leader, the Alliance Lords haven't been especially unified. Now they're suddenly united for a common cause. As a result, the Empire hasn't been able to perform even one successful incursion. Rather, we're the ones who might get the jump on them. It's incredible. Magical, even. Maybe his strategic genius was simmering for those 5 years, and it returned to a full boil once you two were reunited. Or maybe he always knew he'd meet you again, and he was preparing for that this whole time.
You should be playable. Just saying.
Professor, thanks to our victory, I've been able to study the Great Bridge of Myrden at my leisure. And you know what? It's an astounding structure. So much history there. Imagine how much time and effort it must have taken to build something that big. Over water, no less. I hope that someday it will be opened up to the people of Fodlan, a historical site, rather than a military checkpoint.
We captured the Great Bridge of Murden, but the fight has only just begun. Enbar, the Imperial capital, lies far to the south beyond Gronder Field. And waiting for us on the way there is the entire Imperial army, with twice as many troops as us. We had better brace ourselves.
Professor, the Battle of the Eagle and Lion. Has it truly been 5 years since then? Can you recall whether it was before or after I joined your class, Professor?
It was after.
I'm glad
Yeah.
you have not forgotten.
It was after.
It was shortly after I joined your class.
Yep.
I remember it like it was yesterday.
I specifically remember bringing her in on the Blue Lions run. Because she was part of main team in Blue Lions.
This won't do. I seem to lack the skills required to grieve for the dead. If someone has passed, even someone dear to me, I could stand about and wail or get on with my life. While I'm at it, that whole idea that we must speak well of the dead, I don't understand that either. If I didn't like them when they were alive, then why pretend to do so when they are no longer here?
Hi there!
Hi there.
Each time we press forward, our search for Rhea broadens to a wider area. I certainly hope we will find at least some clue. But I do suspect I already know where she is.
Capital.
If I'm right, then she is in the Imperial capital. And we cannot save her until we topple the Empire.
It is the place that makes the most sense. Is there anybody on that 3rd floor? No. There is not. There usually isn't.
I hear the next battle could be a big one. Is that true? I miss the old days when if someone got hurt, we'd rush them to the infirmary and make them well. But on the battlefield, there's not enough time to help. People die. Professor, don't be one of those.
Right.
We secured the win in our first skirmish, but the next battle is a different matter. The Empire will come after us with everything it's got. Even so, the ultimate victory will be ours. And I'm not just saying that. I've made ample preparations to ensure our victory. It's my rule to never leave victory to chance. You can't rely on the protection of the goddess. With your power and my schemes, I should be able to plot a direct course to victory.
Claude, I like you, man.
Hi.
Rational. That's the thing about, like, religion, is how irrational it can make people sometimes. So I totally respect Claude's just, like, rational view on everything.
If this mysterious military force is the remnants of the kingdom, you'd think there would have been the possibility of a united front. But from what I've heard, that's going to be difficult. Their behavior is very erratic. If they're clamoring for revenge and death, then it's probably better if we have nothing to do with them.
Nobles who are changing allegiance again and again. I do not have understanding for that. How can you trust if treason comes with ease? How can you be calling yourself a noble? I do not have understanding of the reasoning.
Personal gain?
Survival has more importance than that. Are they not knowing this?
You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. Any owl feathers? You can often find owl feathers in that room, so worth checking every once in a while, even if it's empty.
So, we're finally invading Empire territory, huh? There's not much we can do right now, except pray for deliverance.
Kawakami.
I truly believe that we have it in us to succeed.
Best teacher. Okay. There's nobody on the bridge, so we'll go straight over here.
I heard that some unidentified troops have appeared, but apparently they were flying the flag of the Vargas royal family. Do you think it was Dimitri's ghost?
Yes.
His country was taken before he ever wore the crown. Surely he must regret that.
Alright. I'm not even gonna bother with this. Byleth has basically maxed out everybody. I mean, not really, but all the people that were important to get, we got. So I'm not even gonna worry about that. Hey, what's up, you two? You two hanging out now?
Claude seems filled with confidence, but I wonder if everything really will be okay. The Imperial Army might be hiding the Emperor, and the troops headed south might belong to the Old Kingdom. I'll be honest, I'm incredibly uneasy about all of this. But at this point, there's no option but to move forward.
I trust you and Claude, but I feel uneasy. If we lose in the next battle, the Empire's army will likely come surging into Alliance territory. If that happens, my parents won't escape unharmed. They've raised their anti-Imperial flag after all.
I won't let that happen.
Thank you, Professor. I'll fight with all I've got to. Speaking with you has eased my mind a bit. Just enough, in fact, to put me in the mood for sweets.
Oh, you're trying to tell me that even when you were feeling bad that you wouldn't have taken a sweet if I pulled it out of my pocket?
You there?
I don't believe it. Okay, I think that's everybody. So at this point, time to eat. Alright, so who do we need to focus on right now? Let's see. Some of our main focuses are people like Claude, Cyril. Hold on, do I have any Cyrils left? I've got a Cyril Hilda. Nope, we completed that one. Let's take that off the list. Cyril Lysithia. So maybe that's one we should do. That's the only other Cyril one I have on my list. So let's keep working on the Cyril Lysithia. They have quite a few support conversations. Damn, dude. I need more food.
Hello there. Return soon, please.
Hey, welcome. You have a good eye. You have a good eye. You have a good eye. A pleasure doing
Okay,
to
we
come
got
again.
everything we could get here, right? Yep, in regards to food.
There's I hope there's...
You don't sell food, right? No.
Come back soon!
Okay, we'll just have to make do with what we've got. Not a lot of choices here. Not gonna lie. We have been chewing through food like it's nothing. You hate too many things, Lysithia. They don't have to love it, but I don't want them to hate it. Jesus, do you like anything? Cyril doesn't like a lot of stuff too. Okay, girl. Fine. You get nothing. Do they still get... They might still get... Maybe she doesn't get motivation, but she'll get other stuff. How is my... Alright, motivations are pretty bad, honestly, right now for most people. Okay, I saved. Let's test this out. When they don't like it, I'm guessing... I mean, maybe they still get support points. Maybe not. But I don't think she gets motivation.
I've got food to eat and a...
I mean,
I'm not sure they got support points. Let's reload. Okay, let's really quickly see what resources we're missing a lot of. If it's like fish... Alright, no, it's a lot of vegetables. I need to be doing more vegetables. It's a hell of a lot of vegetables. I don't think I did any veggies. Alright, there's some fish ones that we could do. Okay. Yeah, mostly veggies, but we need fish as well.
Professor.
Oh, you can't reset them. I knew that. Alright, we're gonna do some fishing. Let's see, I have to talk to you, huh? It's been a long time since I fished. I'm just going with the first thing that shows up each time, because, I want to. That's why. I don't need a reason. Riveting, am I right? I legitimately zone out when I'm doing this. Only do a couple more. Okay, one of these and we're done. Zoned out a little bit too much on that one. Don't know if that gave us anything we really needed, but we might have to do fishing every once in a while on these explore sessions until the end of the game, just because of how much food we went through in this game. Let's see, you hated this one too, right? Yeah. This one's a new one, I think. Come on, Cyril. Yeah! Yeah! That's what I'm talking about.
Eating
This is...
Okay. Now, Claude, who do we need to work on with you? Looks like Flane? Yeah, I think that's the priority. Claude and Ingrid are done. I can tick that off my list. Yep, Claude and Flane. Let's do that. Girl, come on. There we go. This one's gonna do it.
That smell.
This is new.
Okay. Ooh, we got somebody's support. Ah, we got it. Cool. Marianne. Okay, we get to start on somebody new. Linhart is on the list, so Marianne and Linhart are next. I've also got Marianne and Ferdinand. Linhart first. Oh, there you are.
My apologies.
Nice, got that one. Hilda and Caspar? Yeah, Hilda and Caspar. And look, we're back to not having any more food again. Dude. Let's check and see if, as long as it's not hated, I'm willing to do it. But no, I don't think that one's any good. Hilda? Come on, Caspar. Wait, is this the one we already checked? Might be. Damn it. Okay, not doing that one. Okay, let's work on just doing some of these for motivation.
Smaller. When it comes to...
And then we'll do a bit of training.
I'll find.
It's...
Okay, motivation is looking pretty good, yeah? Alright, we have 4 training sessions we can do. What do you need to work on? Let's see. Reason is lower than faith, so maybe we should focus reason first. Is there anything else we need to work on? I don't dislike the idea of going a Pegasus at some point. Putting you on wings is always good. So I believe it's spear, a little bit of sword, and flying. Man, that'd be a lot of work. That would be a lot of work. Because the spear probably needs to be like an A. Flying is a C. That one probably needs to be at least a B. Okay, who can teach Lance? I don't think we have that many people who can even teach Lance. Can you teach Lance, Ingrid? Where are you at? You over here.
Yeah. I've cut where I alter with the fact.
Leonie can probably teach some Lance. Let's see. She was down in this quad over here, right?
It's like this.
Oh, good. My memory hasn't
No.
completely failed me.
Professor. Anyway.
And then Ferdinand also might be able to. Sylvain probably could. I don't know if their level also, like, makes them train better.
Time's come to...
So yeah, let's go ahead and do that.
I'm getting the...
And then maybe we'll do one person that can teach you some flying.
Hey, you.
Speaking...
Oh, you can't teach flying. Even though you're real good at it right now. Claude probably can. And also Seth. Either one of them.
Each time, I certainly, if I'm right.
Alright. Let's watch these supports. Claude and Flame getting their B rank.
Hi, Flame. Have the Four Saints caught your fancy?
Hello there, Claude. No, not particularly. I was merely looking.
I see. In any case, do you mind if I ask you a little something? It's about your family's origin.
This again? There is truly nothing of interest to discuss on that topic.
Ah, but when you try to change the subject like that, it drives me mad with curiosity. That said, taking a secret by force isn't my style. That's why I devised a different approach. Relentless nagging.
Might I suggest giving up entirely? Truth be told, my brother has asked that I not speak of my background to anyone.
I thought it might be something like that. Oh well, guess I'd better give up on trying to get you to tell me yourself. Instead, why don't I tell you about the theory I've come up with?
You've concocted a theory, have you? I suppose there is no harm in listening to it.
I did a bit of investigating into the crests that you and Seteth bear. Seteth's is the major crest of Keyhole, and yours is the major crest of Sethlene.
Where did you learn of this?
Oh, I just took a peek at some records by a renowned crest scholar. I'd rather not say more than that. Anyway, my point is that I don't think I've ever heard of two siblings each bearing the major crests of a pair of saints. If the legends are true, then Saint Keyhole was Saint Sethlene's father, wasn't he? Which means if you and Seteth were the descendants of Saint Sethlene,
You're so close.
That would explain how you two came to possess Keyhole and Sethlene's crests.
You mean to suggest that my brother and I are the children's children's children of Sethlene?
That about sums it up.
An interesting theory, to say the least. But surely you must know. Saint Sethlene was never married. There are no tales of her having ever had children.
Sure, but the possibilities are endless. It's not like legends are known for their accuracy.
And you're so close,
but based
Claude.
on your reaction, I guess I'm probably following a bad lead here.
Ah, there it is. Just as I thought. But what is she hiding?
Oh, Linhardt. My apologies. I didn't mean to bother you.
Ah, Marianne. You're no bother at all. In fact, you've arrived at precisely the right time.
Huh? The right time for what?
You have a crest, don't you?
I don't... What are you saying?
If you hide it, that just makes it more interesting. You do have one.
Should have seen this one before we got her to come to grips with her crest, huh?
You can't tell anyone I have a crest. If people find out, then...
What?
Please, my adoptive father told me to keep it a secret. And I personally don't want it known.
Who said I intended to tell anyone? Your secret is safe with me. I find it fascinating that you carry the crest of the erased hero.
The
Please
erased
stop,
hero.
don't say another word. No one should know about or even speak of my crest. Nothing good comes of it. It's even the reason my parents disappeared. This crest only brings bad luck to anyone who comes near me. Even you, Linhardt, you have to stay away.
Bad luck generated by the crest? Now that would be a discovery well worth making. What manner of bad luck do you suppose might beset me?
No, you shouldn't be so cavalier about something you couldn't possibly understand. I have to go.
It's true, I don't understand. But I very much want to.
Yeah, I can see why people told me to watch that one. The Forgotten Hero line definitely would have perked my interest. Really got me thinking there for a second, huh? But since we already did her paralogue, we kind of unraveled that mystery, so, you know, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. All right, at any rate, this is where I'm going to go ahead and end this episode, so thank you all for being here. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Have a good one, everybody.